Rogers Show. Starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, Trigger, his golden palomino, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West. With Pat Brady, his comical sidekick, and Roy's wonder dog, Bullet.
All right, turn this thing around and get going. All right, throw down those guns. Drop that mailbag. All right, now get riding and don't look back.
Looks like a masked outlaw.
Yeah, and he's got the Wells Fargo pouch. Come on.
Disappeared right into thin air.
That's funny. Do you suppose he's the Larrabee Kid?
He might be.
You know, he picked up that pouch on the trail, not on the stage. The Larrabee Kid makes a specialty of hijacking outlaws.
Let's ride back into town and find out.
Right.
Well, howdy, Roy. Dale.
Good morning, John. Had a little excitement, didn't you?
Yeah, Jim and Bill got held up and the pouch was taken.
Where are they?
Well, Jim got winged by one of the outlaws. Bill took him over to the doctor's office. He ought to be right back.
What was in the pouch?
I'm checking it now. Best I could figure, $2,000 or $3,000 in money and valuables. Here comes Bill now. He can tell you more about it.
How's Jim?
Well, not too bad. Doc's binding up his shoulder now.
Well, we saw a masked man on the trail with the pouch, but he got away.
A masked man? Well, Jim and me were held up by two outlaws, but they weren't masked, not even with bandanas.
Just as I figured. It must have been the Larrabee Kid who held up the outlaws and hijacked the pouch.
You mean to say the bandits who held us up were hijacked?
Well, it looks that way.
Served them right.
The Home Office sent us a notice about the Larrabee Kid. Seems like there's a big reward out for him. Know anything about him, Roy?
Only what I've heard, he operates like a ghost. Hits, runs, then vanishes. If I hadn't have seen him today, I'd have wondered if he was alive and not a legend.
He looked like a pretty sturdy ghost to me, but I'll admit he did evaporate, and we were right on his tail. I guess I'd better be getting back to the restaurant, Roy.
I'll go with you. See you later, John.
Roy, stop by my office after a while. I want to talk to you.
All right, Sheriff.
Dancing on the desert with that gal of mine. Dancing on the desert while I sit and pine.
Hi, Roy. Dale.
Hey, what is this?
Dancing lessons. Do they have mail order lessons for a man with two left feet?
Oh, give me that.
Is there anything wrong in dancing? I'll have you know that my teacher gave me a B+ in my last lessons, and I'm expecting my new lessons in the Wells Fargo pouch any day now.
Well, you may not get it. The pouch was stolen today.
No. You know I've been expecting it. There's somebody in this here town that's mighty jealous of me.
I think the money in the pouch is more of an inducement to the hold-up men than your dancing lessons.
Oh, you can't never tell. Money ain't everything. Being a gentleman and Being able to ask a lady to trip the light fantastic, that means a lot, too.
You're pretty fantastic yourself. How about getting cleaned up around here? It's time for lunch.
Okay, Dale, but these dancing lessons sure takes a lot out of you.
Dale, I'll have a cup of coffee, then I'll go over and see what the sheriff wants.
Roy, I wouldn't ask you this favor if I weren't in the spot, but I need you as a deputy.
Anytime, Sheriff.
You know the situation. Outlaws running loose and holding up stages and messengers, and the Larrabee Kid holding them up. Both factions lined up against the law and lined up against each other. Frankly, I don't know where to begin.
It is quite a problem. We'll just have to round up both factions. It isn't going to be easy. That Larrabee Kid's slicker than a greased pig. I think I have an idea, Sheriff. Just let me know when the next shipment of money is due to go out.
All right, Roy, thanks.
Anything in Mineral City?
Yeah. Seems like the Larrabee Kid hijacking you caused more excitement than the holdup.
That yellow-streaked coyote. He cost us both a gun. Lucky we had spares stashed away. I'd rather gun him down than hold up a stage full of money.
Well, Cub, maybe it'll be made easy for you boys.
What do you mean?
Roy Rogers has been made deputy for the sole purpose of tracking down the Larrabee Kid.
Oh, so we don't count, huh?
As far as the Wells Fargo Company's concerned, you fellows are just a couple of delivery boys. They want the man who winds up with the dough.
You better watch your tongue, Hank. We don't like being hijacked any more than you do.
Wait a minute. If Rogers trails the Larrabee Kid, then all we got to do is trail Rogers. Is that it?
Yeah. That's why I say it's been made easy for you.
Well, what makes you think he'll find him? You think he's a magician or something?
When it comes to trailing outlaws, he's pretty deadly. How about fixing something to eat? I'm hungry.
All right, but you better bring up some grub pretty soon. We're running short. We can't ride into town like you.
Good morning. Good morning. I'd like to insure this package for Willow Canyon, please.
Sure. How much you want insured for?
$500.
Okay. Sign there. And that'll be $5, please.
All right. Now, have any idea just about when it'll get there?
Well, let me see now. The stage goes out about 3 o'clock. Ought to get there first thing in the morning. Here's your receipt.
Thank you. Now, this is a valuable package. I want to make sure it gets there. I understand you've been held up a few times.
Anybody trying to hold up the stage this afternoon will get the surprise of his life. We got the sheriff and Roy Rogers laying for them outlaws.
Well, then it ought to be safe. Thanks again.
My dancing sharks from back east come yet?
Nope. Been looking for them any day now.
Well, mustard and custard. If I don't get them real soon, I'll be rustier than a rain gutter.
Can't help it, Pat. We're behind schedule on account of the holdup.
Who was that character you was talking to just now?
Don't know.
Customer? Well, I got a feeling that you gave them too much information.
Listen, son. I've been a clerk here, man and boy, for nigh on to 30 years, and I ain't made any mistakes in judging character yet. You gigolo.
Come on in, Hank.
It's all off, fellas. They're laying for you.
What do you mean?
The sheriff and Rogers are just waiting for you to hold up the stage.
They're not going to trail it all the way into Willow Canyon, are they?
It's a trap, I'm telling you. Don't take any chances.
Scott and I'll ride out and take a look around. If the sheriff and Rogers are looking for us, we'll be able to see them.
All right, if you want to be pig-headed, go ahead and do it.
Hank, you don't seem to get the idea.
No, I don't. But two guys with your reputation...
Look, Hank, if that stage heads into Willow Canyon, the Larrabee Kid's going to be somewhere around. Scott and I'll keep our eye out for him. Now do you get it?
Yes, but you're still taking a chance.
Well, we're the ones taking the risk, not you. Come on, Cub, let's get started.
Roy, we're all set.
Okay, Sheriff, let's go.
I'm going with you.
Hey, wait a minute. What about me? I want to go,
No,
too.
Pat, you got to stay here and tend to the customers.
Come on, Bullet.
Say, Jack, I got something I got to do in a hurry. Would you lock up when you leave?
Sure, Pat.
Thanks.
Remember now, if they hold you up, don't put up any fight. Just give them the pouch. We'll be over on the cutoff trail where we can see you.
All right.
There they go, Nellybelle. But they sure ain't leaving us behind.
Oh, no. Pat's gonna spoil everything, the knucklehead.
I told him to watch the restaurant.
Well, I don't think it'll make much difference. If the outlaws are going to hold up the stage, they're not going to be afraid of Pat. Let's keep going.
Hey, look. Somebody's following the stage.
Yeah, I reckon Hank was telling the truth.
I don't get it. Where's Rogers and the sheriff?
The Larrabee Kid shows up. We'll see him soon enough.
I think Pat spoiled the whole scheme.
Not the whole scheme, Sheriff. Part of it worked. Look, the Larrabee Kid himself. Sheriff, suppose Dale and I take after the kid, and you follow the stage.
It's a good idea. It won't be held up anyway. Not with Pat following along like a bird dog.
Where's Rogers?
I don't know, but I can tell you one thing for sure. You'll be after the Larrabee Kid. And whenever we spot Rogers, all we have to do is trail him.
Look, there's Rogers and that Evans girl. Must be after the kid.
Yeah, and they've got that nut with them. They must be on his trail for sure.
Won't they be disappointed when they get him? And then we take him away from them.
Let's go.
Roy, look, there's a cottage.
It looks peaceful enough. Let's see who lives there. Well, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
This is Dale Evans, and I'm Roy Rogers.
How do you do? I'm Martha Crosby. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
You stay here, Bullet.
I heard you coming. I thought you were my son, Jim.
Well, you were expecting him?
Yes. He's a prospector. He usually turns up about once a month. I never know exactly when. Oh, I wish it were more often.
I wish it were, too, for your sake.
Oh, you both look tired and hungry. I'll fix you something to eat.
Oh, no, we're all right.
Oh, no, I insist. Now, you sit right down and make yourself comfortable.
Well, this is sure nice of you, ma'am.
Certainly is.
What do you suppose that's all about?
I don't know. We better wait here and find out.
I reckon you're right. Rogers and that Evans girl wouldn't go in without a reason.
Go to it now, both of you. There's more where this came from.
Well, we're not eating up the pie you made for your son, are we?
Oh, no. When I bake, I bake.
My, I wish we had pie like this at the restaurant.
Riding far.
No, just around this territory.
If you happen to see my son on the trail, will you please tell him to hurry?
Be glad to. What does he look like?
Oh, I'll show you. There he is.
Hey, he's a fine-looking boy. Looks familiar, Dale.
He does at that.
I guess that's because he looks like his father, Bob Crosby.
Bob Croswick.
Not the United States Marshal.
That's right. He was my husband. He was killed by a couple of outlaws. Jim never got over it.
Everybody in this part of the country knows about Bob Crosswick.
He was one of the greatest lawmen in the West.
And the outlaws who killed him never were caught, were they?
No, they got clean away after taking his gun with a carved bone handle and his money. Oh, it was a beautiful gun. Handmade. Just like that rifle.
Well, those outlaws will be caught someday. The law has a way of catching up with murders.
I sure hope so. I hope it's the law, not my son. Jim swore to avenge his father's death. He's been looking for those outlaws. He never caught up with them. Oh, I don't know whether I'm glad or sorry.
Well, I guess we better be getting along, Mrs. Crosswick.
Yes, and thank you for that wonderful pie.
And if we see your son Jim, we'll tell him to hurry home and get some of that pie.
Thanks. Be sure and drop by and see me again sometime.
We will, Miss Crosswick.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's go down and see what they're up to. Howdy, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Well, we're on the trail of a couple of friends, a man and a gal. They had a dog with them. You seen anything of them?
Oh, yes. They were here and had a bite and just left. Come in a minute.
Thank you.
Well, did they say which way they were going?
No, but they promised to keep an eye open for my son. Why don't you sit down and have a cup of coffee, too?
We're in kind of a hurry, ma'am.
Oh, some coffee and a piece of pie won't hurt.
Okay, ma'am. We can catch up with them later.
Sit down here and I'll get coffee.
Thank you.
Will you pour the coffee? My wrist hurts.
Oh, sure, ma'am, sure.
Keep your hands away from your guns.
What's the idea?
I saw your gun. It's my husband's gun, Bob Crosswick. You murdered him.
You're loco.
Now, wait a minute, ma'am. You've got things all wrong. My partner got that gun down the border last fall.
I don't believe you. My son will be here any minute. I'm going to hold this gun on both of you until he gets here.
That must be the kid's hideout.
Sure, that's why he's able to disappear into thin air.
Let's go in and look around.
Hey, wait a minute. Bullet sent something.
Somebody's coming. He's the man in the picture, all right.
He sure is. That's Mrs. Crosswick's son. He just can't be the Larrabee Kid, or can he?
Well, right now it's hard to tell. He could be working at mine. His mom said he was a prospector.
I sure hope for her sake he's been telling the truth.
So do I. But we have to make sure.
How?
We're going to get inside that mine, and if he's working the claim, we'll know he's okay. But if he's using it to hide the stuff he's hijacked...
Let's watch him for a while and see what he does.
All right.
Oh, I wish my son would get here. Don't feel so good.
Watch her. Starting to get tired.
The next time she'll load that rifle, rush her.
Look at her. She's starting to go. All right. Now, which way'd your visitors go? They're following the gal.
I don't know, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Come on, we'll trail them.
Okay.
He's been in that mine long enough. Let's peek in and see what he's doing.
I sure hope he's everything his mother thinks he is.
Yeah. Come on, boy.
like they're heading into mining country. Come on.
You stay here, Dale. I'm going in.
Nothing doing. I'm just as curious as you are. I'm going with you.
Okay, if you insist.
We got him trapped.
On your feet.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Roy Rogers, and this is Dale Evans. We tracked you here. What are you up to?
Well, just prospecting.
Listen, Jim, we know who you are. We just left your mother.
My mother?
Yes, and she's pretty worried about you.
You shouldn't leave her alone like that.
Well, I was just planning on going home tonight, but I had some things to tend to.
Like what?
I told you, prospecting.
You're not fooling anyone, Jim. This old mine's been played out for years. I think I'll have a look around.
Wait a minute. I staked out a claim here. You're on private property. You just keep your hands off of things.
Keep him covered, Dale.
This is what I call killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah, and if it's the Larrabee Kid's hideout, chances are he's got all the money now from them holdups.
And we can take care of Roy and that Evans girl at the same time.
What do you call this? Seems like your kind of prospecting was unlawful.
All right, I am the Larrabee Kid. You have no idea what the murder of my father meant to my mother. She almost died. In fact, she still isn't too well.
Roy, there's just one thing we must prevent if we can.
What's that?
Keep Mrs. Crosby from knowing her son is the Larrabee Kid. Why, would just kill her if she knew.
Jim, you say all the money you've hijacked is here?
Every penny. You see, it wasn't the money I was after. It was the outlaws that killed my father. Oh, I know it was a crazy idea. Guess I just wasn't thinking straight.
You certainly weren't. You can't take the law into your own hands. I'll tell you what let's do, Jim. We'll gather up all this loot and take it to the sheriff. He's a mighty fine and fair man. And whatever he does about it will be right.
That'll be far enough.
Drop that stuff you're carrying.
Well, this is mighty nice. So we finally caught up with the Larrabee Kid, huh? It's the last time you'll hijack us.
That gun, where'd you get it?
It's none of your business. But I can tell you this. It's a mighty fine shooting iron.
That's my father's six-shooter. I'd know it anywhere.
Are you sure, Jim?
I'm positive. Well, he loved that gun. It was handmade. And he wouldn't be giving it away alive.
All right. So your mother recognized it, too. But it's a little late to do anything about that now.
My mother, what did you do with her?
I got no time to answer your questions.
Why, you...
Looks like we got the rattlers that killed your father, Jim.
Got no doubts about it.
And when we take them and the loot in, maybe the sheriff will see things in a different light. Let's go. Well, Sheriff, this consignment should be the last one.
Yep, that's right, Roy. It all checks out even. Every penny. You know, Jim, the Wells Fargo people have a reward offered for the return of this money and valuables.
Well, I don't think the reward should be accepted under the circumstances. Eh, Jim?
That's right. Sheriff, I'm ready now to take my punishment.
Well, now, seeing as how the outlaws have been captured as well as their sidekick, and all the money has been returned, there's only one thing more I've got to be sure about.
What's that, Sheriff?
That the Larrabee Kid is dead, too.
Sheriff, you've just seen the last of the Larrabee Kid. He's deader than a doornail.
Well, Deputy, since the Larrabee Kid is dead, do you see any further need for holding this man?
Not me.
Then you're free to go, Jim.
Give our best to your mother.
Yes, she's a fine lady.
I will. Thank you, Sheriff. And to the both of you.
Bye.
Bye, Jim.
Hey, what's going on anyway? I followed that cotton-picking stage till I run out of gas, and nobody held it up.
Well, you probably scared the outlaws away, Pat.
Why, yes, you did your duty right noble.
I did? Why? Anyway, I was able to pick up the new lessons on my dancing charts at Willow Canyon. Look at that.
That's a blank piece of paper.
Nothing on there at all.
That's it. That's the new dance. The elevator dance.
The elevator dance.
Yeah. No steps. Get it! Elevators!
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails.